Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Day.
It is.
And we are the science fiction rating system, but we're not actually rating, or we are rating some things today, but not normal things.
What science fiction film quote is that from?
That was from...
The song, wasn't it?
Die Hard?
No. Oh, I should have done, yeah. Ho, 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 now I have a machine gun. That's not a science fiction film, is it, though, I suppose?
No, not really.
That's from my unwritten opus called Rudolph versus...
Hitler.
And the Cyber Ninjas.
And Predator. Anyway.
Fan fiction.
This is episode 38. I'm Sam Draper and I'm joined as ever by Chris Redding.
Hello.
And Alex Humphrey.
Happy Christmas. Yeah, Christmas Day. Wow.
Merry Christmas.
It's snowing.
Oh, it's Christmas Day.
It's
Fantastic.
Christmas Day. Yeah, you know it is. We're so dedicated. We've all left
I forgot about
our
that.
festivities to come
family. Turkeys in the oven.
I wondered why all the family were here.
Yeah.
Chipping in. Yeah, chipping in their ratings.
We've shut them all out to do our podcasting.
Yeah.
So this is a slightly different show. We're going to be looking back at last year, looking forward at next year, and going through our favourite things from last year, because no one wants to rate stuff at Christmas, do they? It's too much effort. We'll relax.
Yeah.
But also, we're going to do a little prediction that we're going to come back to at the end of next year. Ooh. So if you'd like to click that link in front of you,
click the link,
and then go into the spreadsheet with your name on it, and then but only stay on the first tab for now.
Oh God.
Okay.
So throughout the show, we're going to be making a few closed sealed envelope predictions, which we will then open next year. So we won't know what each other's put. We'll be able to see if somebody's gone into the file, because it'll keep a track of if someone's going to change it.
I don't like this.
I think someone's in my file. Oh no, is that me? Oh, I went twice. It's all right. I mean, twice. Cool.
So it's nearly lockdown.
What's that siren going on? Yeah. Oh my God.
So the first question, and everyone can play along at home as well if you want to play along. Send us your answers, whatever. The first question is: what will be the highest-grossing science fiction film worldwide of 2018? So have a little think. Pop that in your spreadsheet.
Wow. God. That's quite a hard one.
Yeah, you've got to the end of the show to fill them out. So I can do to the end of the show after this one to fill them out. So you've got a bit of time to think.
Okay.
So that's the first question. There's more to come throughout, but yes, that will all unfold. But for now, let's. Oh, there's one more thing, right? Your favourite film of the year. So I want your favourite film of the year and your favourite science fiction film of the year. But you can tell me those by the end of the podcast. All right.
Okay.
So these are all things people like at the end of the year. You see, you've got to review things, haven't you, and stuff, and look back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
In that vein, we've all picked two things science fiction-y that we enjoyed from last year to just discuss and talk about a little bit. So I'll go first, you know what kind of thing we're doing. And I predictably have picked Blade Runner 2049. Have we all seen Blade Runner 2049?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it, but that's okay. I don't mind you talking about it. I've talked to a lot of people about it, so I feel, I will see it, but I feel that I know enough. It doesn't matter if there's any spoilers.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't mind.
Chris, you've seen it, haven't you?
Yes, I have, yes.
You like it?
I liked what it looked like. It's just, they're just a little bit slow for me, these Blade Runner films, and a bit sort of, yeah. I mean, I can understand why people liked the first one and then liked this one, because they were very similar in style. Yeah. I mean, actually, very good films. It's just
not your kind of thing.
Not quite enough for me.
Yeah.
Because it's very minimal on the sci-fi, really, isn't it? It's very noir and.
I suppose in some ways it's not like all fancy things going off.
Yeah.
The world is pretty definitively science fiction, isn't it?
It is. But, there's not when he's driving through the city, there's not millions of cars and, it's
really just a detective story, isn't it, really? A little bit of science fiction.
But they focus on it looking really nice and that's really cool. The music's good.
Yeah.
And I kind of think, are we talking about the story? Can I talk about
everything?
Yeah. You can talk about all of it. Yeah, I don't mind.
Because I think they missed a few tricks as far as I don't think the antagonist was as strong as he could have been, like as a character. I just didn't. I just.
Jared Leto.
I don't think if I was expecting more of a sort of old school Ridley Scott sort of bad guy.
Yeah,
like,
it felt to me a bit as if they were setting his character up for a sequel, because really he kind of just vanishes in the third act, doesn't he? He doesn't. He just sort of goes away.
There's not enough of him. That's it. Yeah, and
yeah.
we should have seen him doing other bad stuff. Or
yeah, but I don't think he necessarily was bad though, was he?
no,
Ooh,
maybe not.
Conflicted. Was he conflicted?
Well, it's just a complicated future sort of idea of a a multinational boss.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, yeah. They're still retiring replicants basically in the film, and I mean it's the same. He doesn't know he's a replicant, does he? Old what's his name? I forgot his name. Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
At the start, but it's the same, very similar beats really to that, but sort of.
I thought the whole his girlfriend bit thing was quite interesting. What they did with that, his
So his girlfriend lives. She's a computer who lives in his apartment, and
she's like a hologram, but she gets like upgrades through the film, doesn't she?
Well, that's quite cool.
Yeah, it was.
But was it?
Sorry, go on.
And I was just going to say, was it respectful? Did you feel, as a huge fan as you are, Sam, did you feel that it was a respectful sequel, considering how long it's been since the original?
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, I hadn't watched the trailers because I was so convinced it'd be terrible that I wasn't even bothering to pay attention until it got a really good buzz. And then, it was. I absolutely adored it. I thought it was fantastic. It looked and sounded incredible. I thought the story was like familiar but interesting and sort of new enough. And I thought Ryan Gosling was just brilliant in it. I thought he was really good. Really good. I mean, the weakest link really is Harrison Ford, who, mercifully isn't in the film much. He's still all right. He's just sort of, he's just too old, I think, to play this sort of role now. I mean,
he can't run.
No, he can't run. They don't really play into that enough as to how old he is.
And do they explain why he's old? Because if he's a replicant, why would he get old?
They don't really mention his replicant nature, do they?
I don't think they even. I didn't come out of that thinking that he was a replicant.
That's funny.
No, he was. 'Cause that's why he was hiding, wasn't it?
I thought he was hiding
because of Rachel.
Yeah, because he didn't do. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think he was. Do you know about the Rachel scene, Alex?
No, I don't.
Yeah, there's like a computer-generated Rachel in it who was probably the most
computer-generated. She's just another version, another output, isn't she? Just another version of the clone, right?
No, I mean like in real life.
Oh, sorry,
You mean CGI?
Sorry, CGI.
It's not.
Yes,
sorry, we're getting confused with what's.
What's in the. No, it's in real life. It was a recreated version of Sean Young, and it looked. Well, it looks amazing, really. I think it's the best.
So did it look better than kind of like, because Rogue One is kind of
to me it was much better than the Moff.
So they've jumped forward quite a bit in that technology already.
Yeah, and I think
the thing is, it was lit differently. It was done in a very
that's true,
harsh lighting, so you can get away with quite a lot there.
And she's only on scene for about like 2 minutes, isn't she, or something like that. Yeah. But no, that's the best thing about it for me is the fact that like obviously it didn't do well at the box office.
No.
It cost them $260 million, and I just can't believe that a film like this got made with that budget, like a film this slow and,
That's it, yeah.
Like, to have this made looking like this and sound like this is, I don't think it'll happen again soon.
I'm surprised I was surprised they make films like that now.
Yeah.
It's hopeful, isn't it? Because,
I thought that about Dunkirk as well, like, there's only a couple of directors that can somehow get the money to get this sort of stuff going.
Yeah, I guess they're giving it to the director. They're saying to the director, "We believe in your vision," rather than we want this to be a copy of that. And it's good that it went that way with Blade Runner.
Fortunately, I don't think it did very well, did it?
No, it didn't. No, it only made 150
might not
million,
might not happen again.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I don't think it will. I think this is a one-off. Like, unless someone really big gets behind it again, I don't think it will be. I mean, and I do think they were planning another one, weren't they? I think you can tell that from Jared Leto's character. There would have been a third one, which it doesn't need. I mean, the ending, the last shot, I won't spoil it for Alex, but I think the last shot's beautiful. And I think the whole thing is fantastic. There's a few little plot holes and things. The girlfriend character I liked, but I don't know, the whole like role of women in the film is a bit sort of I don't know, not great. But I mean, you got to think of it. I just think of it as like, well, it's a book written in the 70s and
Well, that's what
based
it
on a
is,
film
right?
from the 80s. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but no, I absolutely adored it. It's fantastic. So go and check that out.
Yeah, you were a hard critic, so if you say it's good, then I would have thought people who were just, a bit about it,
It was though, like totally like playing to my taste, like big sweeping Vangelis-esque music, but like sort of more modern. The soundtrack is absolutely stunning, and the look of it and things like that. It's like
I like how they kind of updated all the props and the and the art direction of it all was done very tastefully.
Definitely.
Because they could have. I was watching the trailers and I thought, well, I just know that this isn't going to be like the old ones, and they're not showing us where some massive fucking robot comes out at the end and just starts smashing everything up or something.
Wasn't the one trailer just shows them like running and fighting, doesn't it? And that like fight at the end in the next to the water.
Yeah.
Which is a fantastic bit. Yeah. Sorry.
I had to. I mean, that's at the cinema when people were coming in. People were quite like. They didn't really know, because you get the people who come in and just want to see it, and the people who come in who were fans of the original and they're a bit worried. And I did start saying to people, look, from what I know, that trailer is a bit of a lie. It isn't really like that trailer, the kind of actiony one. Just ignore that. It's more like the original than more what you want. If you want it to be like the original, then you're going to be in luck, kind of thing. So I think that trailer was a bit misleading. It did trick a lot of real fans into thinking it was something different. So
yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, yes. So. Check it out.
It'll be on Blu-ray soon, I would have thought.
I think it's January. Yeah, I've got the 4K pre-ordered.
It was already on the plane when I came back last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping it'd be on streaming things before Christmas because I really want to watch it again. Obviously, it's gone out of cinemas now, but oh well. Okay, my second pick is the Netflix film Okja or Okja. I can't remember how you say it. Have either of you seen this?
No. I have heard a lot about it though.
So it's directed by Bong Joon-ho, who will be revisiting his work again in a few weeks. When is it next? One after next, time. I think. Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
So he did The Host and we're watching Snowpiercer. Right, he did Snowpiercer as well. So we're watching two of his films, in fact. But yeah, Okja, which was written by John Ronson, which is bizarre. Who's do you know John Ronson? Like a journalist, does a lot of.
Yeah, I was going to say, know the name.
Yeah, he wrote. What's that one about the army men trying to do thought experiments to kill things in the mind?
Uptown Funk. Oh no, that was
good one. Men who look at sheep,
something like that, or goats.
Yeah, men who stare at goats. Yes.
So he wrote this. It's a strange film about basically genetically engineered sort of super pigs that are sent out into the world. They build 10 of them, I think, and send them to different continents to find out which one will be grow the biggest and be the most harvestable for food.
Right.
And then 10 years later, they go to bring it back to the makers to then like mass produce this creature and just kill it. And it follows the one that's been in Korea, and there's like a little girl and I think it's her granddad who've been looking after it on a mountainside, and they go to take the creature, but she doesn't want to give it up, and it's basically her mission to not lose Okja. But it is like, it's not a brilliant film, but it is so bizarre. It's definitely worth watching. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal as like a faded zoologist, like a TV personality who's sort of past his best, and he's doing like a documentary about this, and he's really over the top and ridiculous. It's like very cartoony but odd, and it's like a weird breakdown. Tilda Swinton's the bad guy and the good guy. She plays twins.
Oh wow!
And that is also really bizarre. You can see the Korean in it. It's very weird. There's some really like brutal scenes towards the end, especially. Like, it's not got a very uplifting finale, to be honest. But it's just unlike anything I've seen. Like, it's such a weird. It feels like a foreign film made by British people, which Snowpiercer did as well. But it's definitely worth watching. It's so odd.
Yeah. Is it? I heard that the kind of vegetarian line of being like, we should all be vegans, or whatever. I heard that was a bit overly done. Is that true, or is that just what people were saying?
It is in a way, but it kind of, because when it gets to that point, the mood of the film shifts, and it becomes quite like a. It's not really a spoiler, but basically you get to see where they're going to start like breeding these creatures, and the thunderbolt putting them through the head and killing them.
Right.
And it goes
yeah.
into quite a graphic detail about that, and obviously that's the bit trying to scare off eating meat. But it's
Yeah.
such like a twist from the sort of slapstick that's been on in the film that I didn't mind it. I was just like, what is going on? It was nuts, yeah. And great cast. Paul Dano's in it. Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad. It's
Wow.
yeah, definitely worth checking out over this Christmas break if you get a chance, I'd say.
And it was a Netflix one, wasn't it? They paid for it to be made, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it got a theatrical release in Korea,
Oh, okay.
but was just Netflix everywhere else in the world. So
Yeah, it's the future.
it is, isn't it?
Streaming.
It is in a
Yeah.
way because, like, I mean, it had a decent budget. I think it looked good, and I can't see it would have got much of a theatrical release because it is so weird and foreign. But so it's good that they're doing stuff like that.
There's a lot of film
Yeah.
festivals not accepting them, isn't there?
Yeah,
that-
that's their problem, isn't it?
Oh right.
Cannes.
Well, that one was at Cannes. Oki was.
Yeah,
I know that much.
this year they let three. in, I
Right,
think.
so they're right.
There is quite a backlash against this, isn't there? This that as a concept that it's it doesn't really go in a cinema, or if it does, it's one or two showings, and then it's kind of streamed. I think there's a bit of a kind of backlash from a more old school
Well, yeah,
as a concept. Yeah,
all the old school, they're all kicking off. The thing is, there's
'cause
like tons of money in this new
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing things, isn't there? So,
But what is that? So the argument is it's a TV movie rather than a real movie. I suppose that's what they're.
well, it's like if you have to pay for a subscription of any type to get it from a private company, it's kind of a different thing to
like a
going to
theatrical
the
release.
cinema. Yeah. So the access to the audience's access to it is different. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. But no, I think you're right. The balance of power is definitely shifting there, isn't it? With the amount of stuff that they do.
Apple's starting their own Netflix as well, and
They are, yeah.
They're
God.
commissioning like 10 $100 million series.
Yeah.
So everyone's just scrabbling around, all the movie producers scrabbling around trying to get one of them as well. So
Yeah, of course.
And Amazon also doing loads of stuff, aren't they, as well? Everyone's doing stuff.
Well, I noticed, like in Empire, I haven't read Empire for ages, but in Empire, they actually have a separate section for films, that have been put on, that are films but streaming.
Yeah.
That's a whole section of the reviews now. So, it's obviously they're embracing it. I think it is you can't really stop that happening. It's not going to stop, is it?
I mean, it's always been there, hasn't it, with straight to DVD stuff, but that was always of a lower quality, wasn't it? That was stuff that wasn't going to get into a theatre, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, let's have a little break of a trailer for Okja, I think, and then we'll be back in a second.
We needed a miracle. And then we got one. This beautiful and special little creature will be a revolution in the livestock industry. Our super pigs will not only be big and beautiful, they will also leave a minimal footprint on the environment, consume less feed, and produce less excretions. And most importantly, they need to taste fucking good.
And we're back, and it's time for our second prediction. So if you go back to your spreadsheets, go to your
I'm on
second
it.
tab,
Right.
and the next question is the combined total of newly announced DC, Marvel, and Star Wars films in 2018. So how many films that haven't yet been announced will be announced in 2018?
I'm doing this one now, I think. I
what's
reckon.
announced? Like,
So, like, basically that it's
because they've already said they're doing Star Wars for like the next 29 years or something.
I'm in. I'm
yeah.
locked
So
in on that one.
they don't count. The three that have been announced by Ryan Johnson don't count
Right.
because they've been announced. So that's things literally like announced as, or should we have going into pre-production? Maybe should that be more what we say?
Yeah, okay.
So on IMDb it says in pre-production. That's how we.
Right.
But
I'm happy with my number.
but
yeah.
goes into pre-production in 2018.
It's all going to be on that deal, isn't it? If Marvel and Fox join, that's
Yeah.
going to blow it open. That's going to be
Yeah.
huge.
Because there's going to be X-Men out the wazoo, isn't there? They're going to be all over the place.
I'm
just
so
gonna
excited.
change my number.
I'm so excited. I'm excited about that. But anyway,
Yeah, I mean that's happening, isn't it? I read this morning that's
Good.
It's pretty much done. I think someone
Good.
else was it not Showtime. Someone else was involved, but they've pulled out, and it's going to
Oh.
be tied up by the end of the year, I believe.
but surely Homecoming did really well, so they must be happy with
Well,
the results of that.
Well,
So
that's at Sony, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, well, just but the concept of putting these characters together works, or giving it over to Marvel knows best. They just need to all accept
I mean, really,
that.
what I'd hope, is that Marvel just reboot the whole X-Men universe and don't necessarily put it in with the rest of the Avengers stuff. Just keep it its own thing a bit.
I heard Hugh Jackman said he would come back if it was for if there was an Avengers film, he'd come back for that. But even that seems a bit. Maybe they should leave him and do someone else, use someone else. I don't know who, but
I mean, they're clearly planning, because obviously Infinity War comes out next year, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And so they're reaching the end of this sort of phase of their films, aren't they? Without a doubt. So they've clearly got something in mind. They're buying Disney for something. Phase 4, whatever of the Avengers stuff is going to be.
Yeah. I think they're probably going to kill off some characters.
Oh,
That's
they've got to, because there's so many.
Yeah, it's to do with whose contract is. So, like Chris Hemsworth, Chris
what about
Evans.
the Duck one? The Duck will be there, won't he?
Or Howard the Duck. That would be the most controversial reboot if they could bring. Yeah. Well, he's in Thingy, isn't he? He's in Guardians of the Galaxy at the very end.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they've thought about it. I don't know. That's a bit too crazy, maybe. I don't know. We should technically review that on the Science Fiction Rating System.
What, Howard the Duck?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember quite enjoying Howard the Duck as a kid. I mean, it's probably terrible, but...
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah, so, Alex, do you want to do your picks?
Yeah, I've got one thing that I absolutely love, and I've got one thing that is just interesting to talk about. I can't say I loved it, but we'll start with that, which is Ghost in the Shell.
Okay.
So I saw it. We talked about the original on episode 6, obviously, very controversial, as you may all remember, you long-time listeners. And then I saw it in June, I think, because I saw it on when it came up for DVD. And I would say anyone interested in Ghost in the Shell should read the book Ghost in the Shell by Andrew Osmond, if you're interested in the original. But he does touch on the remake as well. But it's a very good book on that. But I don't know, I just think it's an interesting film because it's interesting, talking about Blade Runner, and how that was respectful, and it was a respectful sequel. The interesting thing about Ghost in the Shell is that, to me, bits of it were very respectful, and it did do some things I personally thought completely right. The visuals, all that stuff I thought was really good, and how it had the right characters, and how you saw some... It snuck in little touches and explained them, which I thought was good. But to me, Scarlett Johansson was completely wrong, and it wasn't because of the controversy of her being white and it being an Asian character. What I thought was wrong about her was she was just too emotional, and I just didn't get on with that at all. And I think that, unfortunately... Ultimately, Ghost in the Shell ended up just retreading a lot of ground from other films like RoboCop, and it just kind of what could have been something very original ended up feeling quite trite and kind of old-fashioned.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is because, Chris, I remember you saying that you actually quite enjoyed this version, and you understood it a lot more. And I think it's interesting as a concept that, in fact, actually... It made you appreciate... Well, I hope. Did it make you appreciate the original more, or did you just think this is better, or what?
Well, it did make me appreciate the original more, but I understood this one because it used what I would consider, cinematic storytelling, which I can't really... I know we've had this argument, but in an animation, I can't really hook into the same ways that they tell story as they do. You do with a camera.
Yeah. So I guess it's interesting, isn't it? Does that make this more valid? Because there are people who would find it harder to watch an animation, or might even just refuse to watch animation whatsoever. Does it make Ghost in the Shell more valid? And does that mean things like Battle Angel Alita, or is there, should all these things be remade, or should they just be left alone? What do we think?
Well, I think the best thing about the animation, which they've all got really good ideas. The very basic crux of them is good quality, and I think. But what was great with the live-action movie was there was lots of really cool, sci-fi stuff, which I was looking at and seeing, which just can't be conveyed in the animation because it's all in the detail.
Yeah.
In the the cybernetics and the the cars that fly by and all the little things. That's
Yeah,
what I like.
the look of it was the only thing I really enjoyed. I didn't watch it all. I watched about half an hour and turned it off. But the look of it was really, 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 really nice.
I mean, if you like Blade Runner, which there was stuff in there for you. I think like in the city stuff and when the different parts of the city and.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I must watch it the sound off. I did struggle with it because of Scarlett Johansson, like Alex said, but also because I'm so familiar with the original, it just feels weird and redundant to me. But I think it's a valid point that there are, that I don't see any problem with them remaking them at all. Like, I don't want to watch them, but I don't think they should definitely do it. Although I was going to bring it up later on. Have you seen the trailer for Battle Angel Alita?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which suffers from a similar problem that they've people don't know Battle Angel Alita. It's another manga about like a robot found in a junk pile, and they've kept her big manga eyes.
It's really weird.
For the robot, which is. Again, just feels to me like a real overreaction to the fact they didn't cast an Asian person for Ghost in the Shell.
I kept finding it quite hard. When it cut away from her and then back again, it just shocked me every time I saw her because it's so odd.
Have you seen the trailer?
It does look.
No.
I'm just going to find a picture for you because it's weird,
so weird
character,
and it doesn't. It works and it doesn't work. And I agree with you. I think maybe it's a bit too. I think they're placating the fans a bit too much because it just looks so odd,
Yeah.
It was very.
I put a still of it in the chat, Chris. You can see the ridiculousness of the eyes.
Oh, that's mental.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's a robot, so there is that. Why? Because not all the characters look like that, like.
No, everyone else looks normal.
Everyone's
don't
normal,
they?
yeah. Just her who's got.
It's interesting, though, isn't it? It's an interesting thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, like I say, because the trailer jumps about characters like Christoph Waltz and then her and all that, maybe if you're just watching her all the way through, you get used to it after a while. But in the trailer, I couldn't handle it, really.
Well, all these things, they have to have a hook, don't they? They have to have something different. Just for the salespeople, that's...
I don't know. I just think... I think that James Cameron clearly... I mean, he's trying to make this film for about 20 years, hasn't he? Since Titanic, he's trying to make this Battle Angel Alita. Because of his clout, it's getting made. It
looks like Avatar, doesn't it?
Yeah,
a bit.
it does.
Yeah, but I think it's being made, but with a lot of concessions made to get it made, like this nonsense on a face, for instance.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So what's your second? Film?
Well, my second thing is also, this is thanks to Chris as well in a way, but my second thing is Rick and Morty, which I've come to ridiculously late, obviously. But luckily, the Series 3 was this year, so we can talk about it.
I also came to it this year as well, so that's good.
Yeah, but I fucking love it. I think it's one of the best things I've seen in such a long time. I think it's probably the best science fiction thing I saw this year.
Yeah.
And I've been putting off watching it because I'm not always... When people go on and on and on about something, I get a bit like, I'm not sure. But when Chris mentioned it, and I was like, no, I should give this a go. I've kind of been putting off. And I've always loved Dan Harmon. I love Community. And what I love about Rick and Morty is it does have that... A lot of the elements that he infused into Community are still there. So the kind of the anarchicness of it, it kind of... what it does is it tricks you a lot of the time. You think it's one thing, and then it just isn't that at all. It really plays with the genre it's even that it's in. And I just think, I just thought this season was brilliant. I literally just watched them from, all three seasons back to back. And I would say probably the standout episodes were probably the Pickle Rick one. That was very good.
Pickle Rick!
The Vindicators.
The action sequences in that are just like ridiculous, aren't they?
Yeah. No, but that's what's so great. It does sci-fi, horror. It does action. It does everything just perfectly, doesn't it? Vindicators 3 I thought was great because that is a real. Again, that felt like a real Community trick of having a sequel to something they've never even had before.
Yeah.
And the whole Saw kind of...
that's the Marvel type one, isn't it?
Yeah, where they come back to working with the super... Yeah. Is it like 1,000,000 Ants, man? Yeah. And the Morty's Mind Blowers, which was really good.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I always loved those ones with
that's
just
the one where they
adverts.
find that vault of memories, which is wiped from...
Oh, yeah.
Because it was very funny, but it's actually quite a dark... It's actually got, again, what works so well is they're actually really good science fiction concepts.
Totally.
And the idea that you could have something happen so fucked up that someone had to remove it from your brain because it was so disturbed, that's actually that's a solid science fiction.
Yeah, but it also allows them to
cool.
do lots of clips, like a clip show of just random, completely mental things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love the way
yeah.
they call back to that first series where like they basically kill his family, don't they, in that one dimension, go through the different dimensions.
Yeah. And I thought
clever.
also the Rick Lantis mix-up, which is the really dark one, which is set in the Citadel, where it's kind of like The Wire, and it's like, I mean, that was just...
It's done like that movie where it skips around.
Yeah, it was... Because it's not even very funny, that one. I mean, it's just really dark, that episode.
Yeah.
And I just thought that... I just think that they're brilliant. I think that what they're doing is brilliant.
It must take so long to make, mustn't it? They're so like dense and intricate, aren't they? Like the stories. It must be an absolute nightmare to write.
This is it, right? They must take like a year or two to make them, and then they put them all up on. Well, on Netflix, they actually release one a week, don't they? They don't put them all up at once. Yeah, that's what they should do, because people just watch them all in one go, and then 10 hours later, the makers of it are getting like tweets going, "Yeah, that was great. Well, it was all right, but Wes, can we have some more?" And it's like, no, that took 2 years, dickhead.
Yeah. No. I think it's great. But I did... so you've watched it, Sam?
Yes, I've seen them all. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, right. So I did read on IMDb. So it says creators Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland have stated that they conceived a backstory for Rick with no intention of ever revealing it because they are of the opinion that too many shows jump the shark by revealing too much details. However, they have admitted to putting in clues of one of Rick's dark secrets since the beginning, and later confirmed that a fan had correctly guessed the secret on an online forum. So by process of elimination, fans have narrowed it down to 4 fan theories which might be true. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah, do it, yeah.
So the 4 fan theories that might be the one that is real is... Rick's constant drinking isn't alcoholism. He is drinking an extract that keeps him super intelligent. Rick is aware that he's a fictional character. Rick is actually an aged Morty who travelled back in time. And finally, Rick's original Morty is dead and has been replaced by a copy from a parallel dimension. Now, I think it's that he knows he's a fictional character.
Well, I mean, he does, doesn't he? Because he quite often calls out, doesn't he? Like,
because remember the end of series 1 where he's just like going, "It's the end of the series, go on!" Like, so I would probably say it's that, which would, if he's supposed to be super intelligent, that would make, because I can't see how he's a Morty, because that kind of destroys the whole program a bit.
Yeah. I don't know, though. It might be quite a nice...
It destroys that Citadel one.
Yeah, because...
That's true, yes,
yeah. I mean, I guess it could be that he's drinking the extract to keep him intelligent, but I don't know. But it's interesting, isn't it? That hopefully they'll, I think they've got it planned out well enough. Do you know what I mean?
It would be good if it could, like, in its own universe, like, break dimension and go into... It could actually do a live action thing or a... Do you know what I mean? It could...
Yeah.
I read as well, they did like a Simpsons...
Media.
They did like a Simpsons couch gag.
Yeah.
So, they might do that. Yeah, they might do that. That would be good.
My favourite one was the... it goes really dark. It's that ABCs of Beth, where they go to that, like... it's like that play world where he made her, but there's that kid in there who's like mates with the animals.
Yeah, that was horrible.
And then they eat the kid. They eat the baby.
Yeah.
He goes, I just made dinner, and by made dinner I mean.
Yeah.
I think the only bad ones are the two they do where they're watching TV and they keep skipping through all the different channels.
Oh, I love that.
I didn't like the last one where it was the president. The president was it? Because I thought, oh, this isn't actually. They've gone into like, what's the president to them and what's the real world to them? It's like,
I see what you mean. I think they obviously felt that they needed to have some kind of climax to the series, didn't they?
But for me, that was bringing it down into like mundane world.
Yeah, you're right. Like the climax is kind of when they go to like the all the Ricks, the Council of Ricks, isn't it? That's more of a climactic sort of thing.
Yeah. No, it wasn't as good as between 1 and 2. The climax between 1 and 2 was better than between... Or was it 2? Whichever one we ended up
the
in
beginning of 3 is good, where that guy is... they're eating the Szechuan sauce.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. That's
Isn't that,
where's double cross them? Like...
Yeah. Isn't that Nathan Fillion?
Yeah.
I think that weird alien.
Yeah.
Your favourite, Sam?
Yeah.
And then he breaks out.
Yeah. No, if anyone hasn't watched it, watch it.
It's fantastic.
Marvellous.
Yeah.
Absolutely marvellous. Yeah. So thank you,
also,
Chris.
don't be put off by the first episode like I was, because he burps a lot more in that very first episode, doesn't he? And
Yeah.
I was like, this is a bit... I don't really like
annoying.
this. But they really toned down the burps after that, so stick with it past the first one. Brilliant, cool. Right, let's have one more prediction before we go to the trailer.
Okay, what's sheet 3?
So go to sheet 3 on your spreadsheet.
This is a hard one, though.
So, this question is, from these 5 films, you've got to decide which will have the biggest worldwide box office and which will have the smallest. And the 5 films are Ready Player One, Battle Angel Alita, I actually think it's called Alita Battle Angel, The Predator, Rampage, and Jurassic World 2. So you need 2 answers here, a biggest hit and a biggest flop.
This is hard. Because all of these have the potential to be...
That's it. I didn't put like...
terrible.
Any big... I didn't put like Avengers in there, because that's obviously going to be massive, isn't it? So it's from...
Yeah.
From these, what you think will do what.
There's a new trailer.
The problem is, though, I know on here which will be like probably the most disappointing, shittest film, but it won't be a financial flop.
Well, that's the question. Yeah, that's the question. You've got to think about the money, not
because
the
they
quality.
can't afford for it to not do loads of money.
Yeah.
There's a new trailer for...
So all we're looking at actually here is money.
It's the worldwide gross.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
How big is this Alita Battle Angel thing? I've not
It's
heard
James
of it.
Cameron.
James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, so it's pretty big.
Oh yeah, it's a big thing. Yeah. So a $200 million budget.
I've not heard of the Predator either. What is that?
That is Shane Black rebooting the Predator.
I'm so excited about that. I really hope that isn't terrible, because I think he's the right person to give it to.
Yeah, he's done a lot of good stuff, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I've seen a few pictures and everyone looks a bit young and a bit fucking clean cut, and there's no kind of Arnie. I was a bit disappointed when I saw the pictures, but
haven't they reshot a lot of it as well? It's gone to be put back, hasn't it? I think. Yeah, I think so.
Oh dear. Okay.
Right.
Well.
Let's have another little advert break. No, not advert. We haven't got adverts yet. Let's have a little trailer. What would you like a trailer for, Alex? Pick one of your things.
I would like... If there's a Rick and Morty trailer, I'd like a Rick and Morty trailer.
We'll pop that in
because
here.
people should see that, yeah.
Cool.
There's a nice video of interview with the makers of as well, which might be... I don't know whether you...
Okay.
If it's only audio, it won't be any good for...
Rick,
Okay, back
where
in a
are
minute.
you? On my workbench, Morty. Are you invisible and you're gonna like fart on me? Flip the pickle over. I turned myself into a pickle, Morty. I'm Pickle Rick.
Bonkers.
And we are back. And let's have one more prediction. There's 2 left to do, and we're running out of sections. So go to your spreadsheet.
Number 4.
Open tab 4. The question is, what will be the Rotten Tomatoes score for Solo, the Han Solo solo film, solo outing? And this will be like the Rotten Tomatoes at the end of the year, so when it's all like, leveled out.
Was it like... It's percentages, isn't it?
It's out of 100, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
60% is considered fresh. So yeah, give it a percentage. Cool. Right. One more question.
it's that guy, innit? He's director. I'll put that down.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was one guy, wasn't it? Who is it now? Is it? It's Ron Howard, isn't it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ron
Weird.
Howard now.
Weird.
Shit.
Yes, certainly is. Right. So, 2 more films to get through. Chris, what were your picks for 2017?
Well, I've got a film first.
Okay.
And that is the final film of the Apes trilogy, War for the Planet of the Apes.
Right. I've not seen this. Have you seen this, Alex?
No, I haven't.
Anyone seen this? Okay.
No.
So, did you see the second one?
Yes.
Okay, so we left the second one where... how did the second one end?
Gary Oldman had blown up the base. Was that right?
I'm trying
A bomb
to
went off.
War
didn't
was
it?
coming.
trying to think what happened in the second one.
I really didn't like the second one at all.
They were gearing up for war.
Oh,
Chris,
what
Chris,
happened?
did you like the second one?
I'm trying to think what it happened.
It's like there's a band of humans led by the guy out of Terminator, the old Terminator film, and they are like, do they meet Caesar? I can't remember now. And then there's Gary Oldman. He's got like a human colony, hasn't he?
Okay, I've got it. Yeah. So,
Right.
this will become apparent why I can't remember what happened. So basically, San Francisco. So the wars, basically, a lot of humans have been killed. I think they say 95% or something. 99% of humans have been killed for the virus. 1% is immune, and the virus has also made anything like simian super smart. So in San Francisco, there's like a community of surviving humans living in the ruins of San Francisco. I can't remember the guy's name, but so we leave, basically that's where we've left them, and there's a load of the surviving apes fight the surviving humans in San Francisco. So we've left them where basically the humans have been turfed out or killed out of San Francisco, and it leaves Caesar and the apes in the ruins of a city. So it even sort of gives you an inkling of like, because they're in that grand like stone building. It's like a Greek Greco-Roman train station in San Francisco. So you sort of get a little bit of an inkling, like, where might we go? We're only one step away from them, like wearing helmets and having swords, and that sort of real, and Caesar, and having that sort of real their own culture, right? Yeah. So then we go to the third film, and we're back in the fucking woods, and they've got in their little like tree houses.
Oh right.
In the same basic state as they were before, and a band of humans have come into the forest with guns to try and find them. So basically, the third film is the same as the second film in every way, shape, or form.
I've heard that Woody Harrelson he's pretty much barely in it. Is that right?
He's in it.
Oh, he is. Oh, good.
There's so we also see the humans now are based in an old army base. Yeah. Which is kind of up, I think it's near the Canadian border they sell it. So this is going north rather than south from the forest above San Francisco. Yeah. And they capture all of the apes in a pen, and then Caesar has to break them out. So, but the humans are waiting for, on the radio, you keep hearing that like the armies, the like larger human army is heading towards the camp.
Right.
So Caesar thinks, if we don't break them out now, there's going to be a lot more humans here to help these humans, right? And then there's a bit of a twist at the end in that actually the army which turn up are fighting the humans which have them captured. These are like renegade humans. Basically, the humans are still fighting amongst themselves.
So there are humans who think we should just get on with the monkeys and that'll be that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So was it good or not?
It's crap.
Oh, right. There's so many. The second one?
I love the first one and I like the second one.
Right.
So it's got worse for you, basically.
Yeah. And they could have literally pushed this into... I mean, we've already got talking and walking apes, and they look really photographically great now. It's amazing the steps they've made. Why didn't we go... I was expecting what I wanted, the biggest... I came out of that cinema and thought, what should have happened is... Because I kept hearing, like, the army are coming on the radios. Woody Harrelson was there going... this large army with tanks and helicopters are coming.
Yeah.
And we just kept hearing the voices frazzled on the radio. And the apes were there going, we're in shit when this army turn up. What should have happened is the fucking attack helicopter should have come, the tanks should have come, and there should have been apes in them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking you were going to say. Yeah. Or at least they should have done like you said, they should have progressed to a kind of society. In the third film, it should have been a society of apes who are now ruling out. Are they going to make another one?
That's it.
And that's it.
It just ends with a sort of, Lion King sort of ending where they all just go off to a new land and just there in the sun sets.
Oh, God.
It's total crap.
Shame, isn't it?
Nothing
Yeah, that
happened
is a shame.
in the third one compared to what in the progressions. We went from them being in like a lab and a zoo in the first one
Yeah.
to getting to the forest. Good progression. Second one to them actually fighting the humans and getting guns. And we ended with them, and they could have, we could have ended up with them like in a San Francisco, in the ruins, but with their own culture,
society.
like laid on top of it.
Yeah.
From the trailer, I was hoping I got like Apocalypse Now vibes from the trailer, like sort of a Colonel Kurtz sort of thing,
Yeah, I mean,
which obviously is not there.
it could have been all sorts of goodness, but it just wasn't. It's like they either rewrote it halfway through. I think there was some sort of kerfuffle as far as the story goes, or how they rewrote it, and
Right.
basically this
dear.
got 93 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Bloody hell.
I might change my Han Solo score then if they're going to say that.
Wow. Oh well. So what's your second one? Is anything better for your second choice?
So I've gone TV.
Yeah.
So this year we saw the first reboot in a long time of Star Trek on the telly.
Indeed, Star Trek
Yeah.
Discovery, which we've talked about a little bit over the few weeks,
Yeah.
haven't we?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched a lot of old Star Trek on the telly.
You know I did.
I haven't for a while, no. I used to, way back, Next Generation, I watched all
You
that.
watched Next Generation?
Lot
Did
of,
you watch,
yeah, a lot of
Deep Space
Voyager.
Nine or Nine?
Bit of Deep Space Nine, not as much of that.
See,
yeah,
I've
old
wa-
series, yeah.
I've watched the shit out of all of them things. Right. I've just gone through all of Voyager again.
I'm
So
5 seasons into Next Generation again at the minute. I'm loving
nice,
it. Yeah.
nice.
You've seen all these ones of the new series.
Yeah. So the new series, new writers. They've completely cut links with anyone involved with the old stuff. And the first episode. Have you watched any of this new one? By the way,
I've seen them all now.
you've seen them all. So,
I've seen about halfway through. I started at 3 or 4.
okay. So the first couple of episodes, it's a funny like double episode to start off with,
Yeah.
as like a trailer, as like a pilot.
Well, it's kind of like a bait and switch, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
that whole crew and everything about that doesn't last, does it? It's a weird
No.
start, really.
But also they're making it as they're putting it out. It's not like they've all been made like The
Yeah.
Crown. It's like they're now making the second half of the series as
Yeah.
we speak.
Yeah.
So they're obviously that gives them leeway to change things and mess about with certain things if there's fan backlash and stuff like that. But the thing is with this universe is they've set it up as it being the Prime universe, so it's not the J.J. Abrams universe,
Yeah.
but it looks like the J.J. Abrams universe, as if it could be in the J.J. Abrams universe because it's
Yeah.
all flary and shit. There's some long-held things in Star Trek which they've thrown out, like all of a sudden Spock's got a sister.
Yeah.
What?
That's the black
Yeah.
woman. Is Spock's sister.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, stepsister.
Yeah.
She's been raised on Vulcan, so she acts like a Vulcan even though she's human.
Yeah.
She does a neck pinch. Like I thought that was
Yeah.
a physiological thing. I didn't
Hang
think
on, sorry. Just going back. So is
Yeah.
Sarek her dad or is
yes,
the mum?
stepdad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
yes.
adopted her.
Adopted dad, yeah.
Oh, I can say because otherwise Sarek's been like just bopping every human
Yeah,
he
yeah.
came across.
Yeah. He was a Vulcan pervert.
He's freaky for the humans.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Carry on.
They adopted her from some human colony which got trashed or something.
Right.
Yeah, by Klingons, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's why she hates them.
So this is kind of set 10 years before the original series,
Yeah.
the original Star Trek, right? Out there in this world is the Enterprise under Captain Pike
Yeah.
before Shatner gets it, right?
They're not left
So-
yet, are they?
No, it's into their voyage,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're out there discovering new worlds, new
Yeah.
civilizations, and we're seeing a load of Muppets fighting just in a war with the Klingons.
Yeah.
They're So it sticks with that sort of conflict.
It doesn't it? My problem with it, now seeing it all, is that to me, there are some not bad characters and there's some not bad ideas, but they just seem to zoom through it too quickly.
I think the characters and the acting actually gets. It's grown on me. I think it's quite good actually. What they've done with it.
Yeah, I just think that there's some, like, say
there's a couple of duff episodes.
Yeah, but like the engineering guy who is the one that uses the drive. You know, him,
the snippy gay one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, him. He's an interesting character, and how they kind of have this. I don't know where you saw up to, Sam, but he's a conduit for their weird warp drive that can move them anywhere.
Yeah, so they've invented a whole new technology of getting around now. It's mental. Yeah,
but it basically it completely makes his mind go crazy because he sees the entire universe, and they quite cleverly, at first he goes from being very, very snippy, very, very kind of uptight, to being this really like, oh hey everyone, yeah, like we're kind of hippie, like loving everyone, everything. And then there's an episode, it's not a bad episode, where basically it's the same, it's very Groundhog Day, just repeats the same day again and again and again.
That was good.
With Mud in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that him.
Yeah, it's got the guy out of The Office who plays Dwight. He plays The Office.
Yeah.
He's the bad guy. He's fucking amazing. It's great.
And it's well done, and he's the only one that realises that they keep repeating the day because of this. But the thing is, if you had an entire series, like, you know, of the length of original series of Voyager, of Next Generation, any of them, you'd have had time to see him slowly go from being uptight to being kind of a bit of a hit. Like, they just haven't had the time. Yeah. So you just kind of have to keep getting on with it. It's just like it accelerates too fast.
They all changed. I mean, like the Doctor in Voyager started off completely different to how he ended up.
I just think with this,
I think
they've
every
compacted
series,
it.
I think Deep Space Nine and Next Generation, both their first series aren't good, are they?
No.
I mean, Next Generation took till year 3 really to
that
get
was mental.
If
you've watched the first ones, I mean, they're all over the place.
That's why. I didn't really enjoy it at all. This new one, I thought. I quite liked the first episode, but then when they got to the stupid Black Ops ship and
but there's a couple of episodes in there where it feels like old Star Trek, but most of it doesn't feel like Star Trek.
What you're saying, that day, Groundhog Day thing, that sounds like a classic Trek sort of storyline. That does. Yeah,
I like it where there is like a time thing. There's something which can be solved within the length of the episode. That's what I like.
Yeah, I just think they should have had more guts. They should have made it a longer series. They should have had the Klingon War thing bubbling along underneath, just here and there, everywhere. And they should have just really given these characters a chance to develop, rather than just whizzing through it. I mean, it's 9 episodes, isn't it? Or it wasn't many, and it's on a mid-season break. Yeah. And I just think they haven't given it I think they're too, like you said, Chris, they're too scared about fans, what fans think. They're too scared, they're too listening to what's going on. They're changing it as they go. And I think they just needed someone to just go, look, here's my idea for it. This is what I'm doing. And if it fails, then we've done a series. And
I kind of like how the characters have loosened up on each other a little bit, because I didn't like it at the beginning where everyone was at each other's necks, because that wasn't what Star Trek is.
No.
You know, I cannot stand the Doug Jones character.
No, he gets more annoying, to be honest.
Oh my god, he's so. I mean, I don't think he can't act, Doug Jones.
Who's
anyway,
Doug Jones?
He's the tall alien thing. Yeah. Like, have you seen the 2 Hellboy films?
Yeah.
And obviously they dug him in the first one. It's David Hyde Pierce, and the second one it's him, and he's awful. He shouldn't. He should be a stuntman, not an actor. He can't act.
See, I think there's an episode, again, you won't have seen it, but Chris, the episode where they go on the planet where the whole planet is alive.
That's terrible, that episode.
Yeah, it's terrible because of his character. His motivations make no sense.
The writing's not very good.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on.
No, it's a good... again, the concept is this planet is alive. Everything on it is this kind of...
It's like one of them old Next Generation ones, you know, where there's writer's strikes and they have to just have a buckle episode. It's like that happened, but it's
it was really bad.
There wasn't any strikes, and this is a Netflix thing. Like, what?
No, that episode was really bad, and they've only got 9 episodes. You can't have a bad one in 9. What are you doing?
I think we might be in for interesting twists. That's the thing. Like,
haven't they ordered a longer run for season 2 as well for 2019? A proper run for that one.
But there's an interesting. I don't know whether I should put any fan theories out there of what the twist might be.
Go on.
Go on. Spoilers if you're listening. Yeah.
So basically, they've got this new way of getting around
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where this guy who's kind of outside of the space-time continuum now it conduits through him, as we've spoken about.
Yeah.
It ends where they're lost right at the very end of this half-season break.
Yeah.
And they can't figure out where they are, and then it like goes to titles. And I think they might have jumped to the JJ verse.
Oh, that's interesting.
And whatever happens, it turns out that the reason that this is so weird this season, and they've got things, and they talk and they do things which isn't referred to in anything else,
It's because they disappear.
because they end up either changing what they've done and go back. You know what I mean? Like something happens in the timeline.
Okay, that would be fine. I'd be all right with that.
I think you're giving them way too much credit with that, though. I don't think
Yeah, okay.
That sounds far too...
Theory. That's the one theory, and then there's another one where, you know, they have been fighting the Klingons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the leader of the Klingons at the beginning.
Yeah.
Who is there's a female one and a male one who are sort of I think they become mates by about the 3rd or 4th episode, and then we haven't seen the male one for a while.
Yeah, he's all white, isn't he?
Yes, I'm...
Yeah, we haven't seen him. And it ends, the last conversation they have together is she is going to try and help him, save the Klingon Empire, but it's going to cost him everything, and he, even his deepest known, what's within him will change. And we already know that her clan is experts in spying in disguise.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I think I know where you're going.
Yeah. So a new character has turned up on the ship, a human science security officer.
Yeah.
An Asian guy. He's a really good actor. I looked him up. He's actually in a comedy. You know that Toast of London?
I was going to mention that. It's been bothering me all the way through.
It's fucking Clem Fandango,
It's Clem Fandango, isn't it? Yeah, it's been bothering me. Every time I see him, I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah. But he's brilliant. So he's turned up, and he was... The backstory to him is he was captured by he knows this female Klingon.
Yeah.
And I reckon that he is a genetically altered...
Oh, that would be really
original,
good.
and he doesn't even know it is because that's the way they infiltrate.
Yeah, and he's having a relationship with Michael Burnham, isn't he now?
Yes, yeah. He's deep.
Well, that would be a very good twist. Okay, good. You got me back on board.
Yeah.
I have to catch up. I have to watch them over Christmas.
There's only 9 episodes.
But again,
you can do it.
all these fans might be giving the writers too much credit.
Yeah, possibly.
That's true.
Just one more thing before we move on. Have they explained why she's got a man's name?
No,
No,
not at all.
it's just the future.
It's a weird thing.
And there's an episode where they could have explained it because it's a lot with her and
See, I
her
kind
dad.
of they had where they had they're at a school opening day or something.
Yeah.
on Vulcan, and they could have explained they didn't fully understand human names or something, and they gave her the wrong name, even though her mum is human. I don't know why that would happen, but they could have they could have mistaken something or got something wrong or.
I bet there will be something about it. Like perhaps that's her real dad or something. And then they found her with, some sort of name on it, like some sort of patch or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But they haven't.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe they're listening to this podcast. They can just copy all these ideas off us.
They haven't said. They keep on referring to Spock.
Yeah.
But they haven't mentioned the other Spock's brother from Star Trek V, Cybok.
No,
They've never mentioned that. I know you wouldn't, but I'm just saying they keep referring it to being a 2-child problem, but it's not.
The thing is, I bet Zachary Quinto. I mean, his star has waned, hasn't it? I bet you get him to turn up for this, couldn't you? Playing
probably.
Spock.
It's wrong universe.
What if they do this switch thing?
Oh, yeah.
They could CGI. Do some CGI Spock back in.
I mean, I'm completely confused with it all now.
Yeah.
The ships are very good.
It looks nice, but it just looks wrong.
Well, the Discovery ship isn't. That's shit. But the rest of them are really good.
Well, we'll hear more from this in 2018. It comes back. Is it February it comes back? Or it might be January. I think it's soon, isn't it?
Yeah.
It comes back. But, okay, we'll have a little trailer for Star Trek, and we'll come back with our final segment.
All life is born from chaos. The world doesn't always adhere to logic. Sometimes down is up. And sometimes when you're lost, you're found.
And we're back with our last prediction. So go to sheet 5 in your spreadsheets. Our last question is, how many Oscars will be won by science fiction films at the 2018 Oscars? This does include like all the technical categories that don't show on TV.
But in the main Oscars, not the technical Oscars.
He said technical, so it's got to be
Oscars as well. Yeah.
No, I've done more
What?
than
So
that.
the 2 ceremonies.
Yeah.
Like the weird one they do before, like they invite all the
Where whoever the hottest actress is at the time goes, I had lucky enough to go to the Science and So Museum. And I met
I
all
really
these
appreciate
people.
the guys you do making me look like $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's the award for Best Gaffer. Best Boy.
Best boy.
Yeah, science fiction films, awards. I don't know how many Oscars they give out. I'm just going to guess a number. Right. Cool. So, we've all said what we liked last year. Let's have a quick look at next year. So, science fiction films coming out next year.
Some big stuff.
We've got Ready Player One, which... Have you read that book?
I have.
Haven't we?
No. Yeah. You hated it, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure I said in the podcast, but it's the only book I've ever finished and literally thrown in the bin. It was so awful.
I enjoyed it. It was like a popcorn for my mind. I quite liked it. Maybe we should probably save this argument up for the actual. We're going to do a podcast, I'm sure.
I'm not looking forward to it very much.
Yeah,
I've got the vision of you like closing the last page, like the back cover, and then just tossing it into the bin.
I mean, pretty much literally what happened. You're asked Lucy. I literally walked out the room and just threw it in the bin. It was absolutely abysmal. It's like
we don't need to talk about this now.
All right,
We're going to do a podcast about it.
Yes.
I've seen the new trailer. I'm not very happy with the casting because to me, when I read it, the guy's supposed to be a huge, obese bloke, isn't he? He's supposed to be a big, fat bloke.
Yeah.
And he only loses weight later on in the book.
Thing. Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, so I think the casting... And it also looks to me, again, not spoilers or anything, it looks to me like they involved the girl character in the real version of her seems to be involved from quite early on, unless they're showing stuff from all across the film.
It's almost like a hack who knows nothing about anything, least of all how to tell a story, wrote a story about things that people in Hollywood don't understand, made some money, so they paid for it, and it turns out actually the story's terrible and it's awful, and you may as well have adapted fucking Pac-Man. Anyway, so other big films. There's a solo Star Wars film coming out. At this point, we've not actually seen Last Jedi, but have you seen the reviews, the Twitter thing coming out last night about it?
Oh no! What did
I'm
they
not
say?
watching anything. I'm not reading anything.
A lot of people who are typically like very down on Star Wars stuff are saying that it is the best Star Wars film they ever saw.
Oh,
I saw better than Empire.
Yeah, I saw a couple of people saying like there was someone, I can't remember his name, a critic who was saying how he'd always like respected Star Wars, liked it a bit, but this is the first film he actually say he would properly enjoy it as a Star Wars film. So
did you get my email, Sam, that I sent you?
I did, yes.
My super secret. I guess we could talk about it.
Spoilers, yeah, it's out
because it'll be out. Okay, so basically, Chris, we got an It's no. This won't spoil anything.
It's not a real spoiler. Don't worry.
It's not a real spoiler.
Yeah,
it's
but you say that, and then they turn out to be.
It's an industry spoiler. Let's say it's what you'd like it. It's kind of. Yeah. It's not really the Stardust. It's the. It's a sawdust.
Yeah.
So we got an email from in the cinemas to the projectionist from Disney saying that there are 3 points in the film of a extended black screen with muted sound.
Yes.
And it's at 3 points. And a lot of projectionists had obviously watched it, going through it, going, well, what's happening here? The picture's gone. Like, your film's fucked, mate. If your picture's gone, mate, the sound's all fucked. So they had to send an email basically saying it meant to be in there. It's artistic decision. Yeah. So, when it goes all black and you can't hear anything, it's not broken. Just carry on. But it happens 3 times. So, it's just kind of funny little... so that's what to look out for. As I said to Sam in his email, look forward to black screen and muted sound throughout.
Oh, wow. I quite like that when they do that.
Yeah, I think it's that kind of confusion-y.
I won't say the times or anything, Alex, but there's one there that I think is a spoiler. One of those three things that you said.
I agree with you. I guessed one of them as well. Yeah, me too. We don't need to tell. We won't tell Chris.
No,
yeah.
but I think
It's near the. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I won't say, but like it's just one.
Yeah.
It's only. It's like
I don't know how.
8 seconds or something like that. But I read that and I was like, well, that's when X happens.
Yeah, me
without
too.
doubt. Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, no shit.
But yes, so there'll be Han Solo coming next year as well, which, as we discussed, probably not. Well, I don't know, might be all right. Other big films, we've got Pacific Rim sequel. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that looks okay. Well, you don't like the original, do you? So
No.
I'm glad they got the scientists back in it. I liked them. We liked them. We liked them. Remember?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Rampage, which is perhaps the strangest adaptation, like real scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
For those who don't remember, Rampage is a computer game from the 80s. It must be the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With a giant ape, a giant wolf, and what was the third
Giant
thing?
lizard. It's like
Lizard,
a Godzilla,
yes.
isn't he?
With The Rock in that, which, I mean, I don't know.
That's crazy trailer.
Yeah, weird. A couple of things that might not have heard of. Have anyone heard of the Beyond? It's coming out next year.
No.
It's looks quite interesting. It's about like scientists discovering a wormhole, and yeah, just wanted to look out for. And also, there's an Indian, the highest budget Indian film of all time comes out next year.
Yeah.
It's called 2.0, which is just a fantastic title.
The name. Okay, right.
Yeah, the film is called 2.0. Let me just put the teaser poster in the chat for you. And that's all you need to know about that.
Wow.
For those at home, I might put it on
great.
It's basically a guy in like some futuristic armour and a pair of like Elvis shades.
Yeah, he's got
2.0.
great
The
sideburns as
sideburns,
well.
Yeah. Apparently it's a sequel to a film that came out before, which did really well, and they're pushing
1.0.
it. It's going to have a British release, apparently. So
Isn't that the one I sent you guys the trailer for?
Yeah,
and Chris
yeah.
was outraged, where the guy was dancing, the robot was dancing. I think it might be the
yes,
sequel to
right.
that. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
well, there we go. Well, yeah, so looking forward to that one
Yeah.
as well.
Technically, Jumanji 2 is like a science fiction film. You see
Yes.
the trailer to that? That looks really good. Where they get sucked into the computer game.
Yeah,
I've seen the poster and that looks terrible.
Oh no, the trailer's quite fun.
the trailer's better than you expect it to be. It's quite different to the last one, isn't it?
I guess it depends if they go with a magic idea or a kind of science idea. It's probably going to be magic, isn't it?
I got
So
the feeling that they're showing all the funny lines in that trailer.
Yeah,
Don't you
probably.
think?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Anything else are you looking forward to next year?
No, nothing huge.
Not-
Have you seen? Did you see the Jurassic World trailer?
Yeah, terrible.
How have they managed to make dinosaurs on an island
Yeah.
not exciting?
Do you not think it's slightly worrying as well that they show that one clip of the volcano and them running away about 8 times, don't they, in that trailer? As though that's the only sort of
I think it's probably the only like rendered
that they've got
bit.
finished.
Yeah,
And those stupid balls are back in it again. They roll around.
I hate
in.
them.
It looks
I still
terrible.
haven't seen the first Jurassic World. I need to see that. I might watch
You
it.
don't.
I
It's a
might
good
watch
film.
it today as it's Christmas Day.
Please
it's a good.
Oh, nice.
okay,
Watch the
well,
original.
well,
Treat yourself. Watch Jurassic World Park instead.
Oh, I'm waiting for us to review that. Don't worry, it'll come up. Maybe when Jurassic World comes out, maybe we should review it then.
That'd be a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's going straight to the top of the list. You know.
we'll see.
Or
we'll
is
see.
it?
We'll see. Right. Well, I think that's everything. So all anything left to do is to return to the question at the start of the show. I want to know what your favourite science fiction film was last year, or TV show, and your favourite just general film or TV show from last year.
Oh, I can't remember what I was going to say.
My favourite, well, I would say Rick and Morty was my favourite science fiction TV show. If we're allowed to have TV shows, good. Okay. And then I would say probably, and I forgot it was out last year, I thought it was out way longer, but Lego Batman was probably my favourite film from last year. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I bloody loved it. So, yeah. It's one of the best. I think it's one of the best Batman films I've seen in a long time, to be honest.
It was quite
Smashed
fun.
it.
I loved all the like nods to the old Batmans.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all
it
the-
was so clever. So many references in
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I loved it.
It
So, yeah.
could have done been about 20 minutes shorter, I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
Towards the end, but
No.
no, better than Lego
Yeah.
Movie,
Yeah.
definitely. Mine film. It's pretty obvious. Blade Runner 2049. I absolutely adored. My favourite anything would be the Twin Peaks: The Return, which was incredible. I'm watching that again at the minute, and really, I still think that's science fiction. It is science fiction, and we should watch Firewalk with me because there's another dimension. It is science fiction.
Well, that's the argument for another day, perhaps.
Yeah, but anyway, if you haven't watched it, well, you might not want to, but yeah, Twin Peaks Return, absolutely incredible 18 hours of TV, in my opinion. Chris, what was your favourites of?
Well, yeah, I was going to say Rick and Morty again because it's just
That's all right.
You're allowed to say it, yeah.
It's just really amazing. It's so clever. I don't normally watch a lot of animation.
Yeah.
No, you hate it.
Yeah. Did I tell you I saw Seth MacFarlane when I was in...
You did, yeah. We've heard that one. You didn't see anyone in New York? You didn't see anyone last week?
No, I didn't. No. Sorry.
Right, well, there we go. That's the end. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas.
We'll be back next year. Well, actually, we'll be back next week on New Year's Day with a podcast, I believe. But yeah, we're back next
this
week.
thing's actually happening now then. We've done this for a whole year now.
It's true, we have.
Yeah.
So I better start putting some effort in.
Yeah, serious.
We're 30
This thing's
episodes
actually
in.
happening.
Yeah, it's not just a flash in the pan. We're really doing it. We've made 30 episodes. We've ranked 66 films by this point, probably.
Wow.
And yeah, join us next year for many more rankings. So for now, that's it, I think. Isn't it? Any other thoughts?
No. Happy Christmas. Have a great New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho.